Hi everyone, Darren Hunter here. Welcome to the Unbusy podcast. I'm with Michael Sanz from Teams by Design, and today we're talking about what entrepreneurs should be doing. And Michael, I don't know about you. I'm an entrepreneur, you're an entrepreneur, and one of my favorite sayings is that I am completely and utterly and totally unemployable, which means doesn't mean I'm not good at anything. I just don't want to work for anyone anymore. And if you're a boss listening to this, I'm sure you can relate. You're doing your own course, you're leading your own ship, you've made a decision to start up at some stage your own business. And so if that's you, this is your podcast show. So Michael, I guess let's just talk about what are the things that entrepreneurs should be getting busy on and spending all of their time on, because these things are what brings traction to the business. So I'm just going to start off with you. What's some of those things that business owners really should be focusing on?
I guess anything growth focused, income producing, customer relations is where you need to double down on. And that's, in the form of marketing, picking up the phone, building strategic alliances, really like pounding the pavement and bringing in money, right? Solving problems.
Absolutely. You are the rainmaker, or your job is to make it rain. And a lot of your workers and so forth, well, they're probably not interested in that side of things unless they've got a sales role or a BDM role or something like that. But you have to be the rainmaker to make things happen. And you've already touched on a few things there, Michael, but building relationships, getting out there and connecting with the other professional services out there or people out there that have the power to bring you business, to refer you business, and all of those sort of things. That's where we've got to be spending a lot of our time. Also, we've got sales and marketing. I mean, that is a huge beast in itself. Marketing is huge. My role within IGT, a lot of it's marketing and creating a lot of content, articles and podcasts. These are all writing books and all of those sort of things that get traction for our business. As an entrepreneur, that's your job as well, to be getting busy with that. Michael, leadership and team development. Oh my goodness me, your role with Teams by Design, that's a very busy role. Just caught up in all the stuff that happens with people, right?
People take up all your time, and you just touched on a comment before about your team members typically aren't going to be the ones that are causing that growth and that income. And when you're stuck, looking after everyone else, your time is taken up.
Yep. So, your job as a boss to make sure that the rain continues, which is the income flow into the business. We can't tell you what your job is, but you need to be doing it well, and spending lots and lots of your time. If you're a real estate boss, it could be spending that time with your salespeople, with your property managers there, doing all of those things. That's what your role is. So, Michael, I guess I wanted to talk about these things because this is all good and well. It's all good to say that's what you should be doing. And as bosses, you know what you should be doing, but what's getting in the way? What's stopping you do that? And Michael, I don't know how many times in the past I've got, my big stuff, my big rocks that need to get done. It's on my list and I will get to it, but all that little crap got in the way. And it took up all my time. And before you know it, there was no time left at the end of my day, at the end of my week, because I just got caught up in what I call swamp work. What I just get caught up in the erosion stuff. You get caught up in the weeds. And this is where we want to focus, really where we want this podcast episode to go, is that what are you kept doing and that really should be done by somebody else? What are you kept busy away from your big tasks, your rainmaker role? What is that thing that's eroding you and keeping you away from that? So Michael, let's just touch on those. We have touched them in previous podcasts, but what are the things that people are just wearing themselves down with?
Well, there's always that main obvious one, that procrastination, killer of progress. People just don't know what they should be doing. They've gone to create a lifestyle, but they've created a job. So they kind of get stuck. But I guess the obvious one is in real estate, they've got the receipting, the accounting, the processes, the the team members are constant training. But I guess if we bring it back even further, what if you don't have any team members?
Yep, fair enough. But Michael, what I want to focus on, of course, is those things that we shouldn't be doing. Now, I guess for me, I used to be like this, and I've now got like whole days in the week where I just focus on my big rocks. And that's what we're talking about, everybody, is that I've certainly got an executive assistant. Michael, you've got an executive assistant that just takes away all of that weed work, that I don't get caught up busy doing those things anymore. I've got someone that's looking after my emails. I've got someone that's looking after my appointments right now. I've got a team in Brisbane that I need to be booking in a time to book them in. And now there's a lot of work involved with that. We've got to make contact with them by email. Hopefully they respond to that. When they don't, we've got to follow them up again. We then have to sort out a day and a time when they're available. This is an hour appointment. We're going to be talking about fees. And then hopefully once that's secured and in, then obviously I've got to do the appointment, but there's a lot of work and ping-ponging and all of that sort of stuff back and forth and 5 or 6 different touch points before we can get success to that appointment. And if I'm doing lots and lots and lots of those sorts of weed work as an entrepreneur, this is what's going to keep me away from my rainmaker activities. And this is a message I'm trying to get out to everybody there. What are you kept busy doing, taking up your time that you're not doing your rainmaker work? What are some other typical things, Michael, that we can get caught busy doing that is taking away from our rainmaker activities?
Yeah, like one of the heaviest things you touched on before was emails. So Darren, we get slammed with emails, hundreds of emails every single day, and business owners, I guess we want to go through and make sure we're responding to everything that's urgent. But largely, all of our emails, there's not many that are urgent and we get caught up with it. Yes, we are fortunate that we have someone that actually reads all of our emails and does a triage on all of our emails. And then phone calls. Darren, every time if the phone rings, if you're trying to do growth work and then someone rings you or even interrupts you, taps you on the shoulder, it can take you at least 20 minutes to get back in that mental frame of mind to keep working on that growth. And if someone interrupts you throughout the day, nothing's going to happen. And then you put it off to tomorrow. You think, great, I'm going to start this off with a fresh day. Then you've got other things such as we touched on before, the general office admin stuff that you think that you are the only one on this planet that can do it. And so you think, no, I'll call the owners in the afternoon. I'll wait until the afternoon. I'll focus on this work. And there's no hour of power. There's nothing. They just kind of get stuck into it. They're looking at admin, levies, all that stuff.
So I guess we just got to think, what is the weeds work costing us? What work could we be doing that we're not doing that we could be progressing? What's it worth? Is it worth 50 grand a year, 100 grand a year? Is it 200,000, 300,000 or whatever? Because if this weeds work is stopping you reaching that, you've got to do something.
Look on this flip side then, Darren, a great point you made there. So Dennis and I, we do the BDM coaching, the growth coaching there. And we see clients picking up between 15 to 30 managements every month from putting dedicated time focused on growth, right? That's what they're thinking about. We have, companies that are starting out fresh, they're getting 0, and now they're getting 15, 20 managements a month because they're focusing just on that growth. So the question you ask is, what is growth worth? 50, 60, $70,000. If you could bring on 100 to 300 properties a year because you're focusing on growth, that is substantial. But if you're stuck doing all of the other weed whacking stuff, you're missing out on growth.
It's a little bit like the hamster wheel, isn't it? Everyone's just busy on this hamster wheel, and you got to, again, set aside, what is it costing me? What is it costing my sanity? Is it, of course, it's killing your time and it's stopping you doing your rainmaker stuff. And of course, if someone else could be trained to actually do that in a way to stop you from doing it, so you're freed up to do your rainmaker activities, then that's what you need to be looking at. Now, as I said, I've been using an executive assistant now for A long time. Was it 1 or 2 years, Michael? And I know getting back to when I used to get so caught up busy managing my emails, managing my appointments, managing the all of that sort of chasing around and that weed work, it just had a real wear and tear factor on me that really created a level of disillusionment and burnout in me as well that I don't have anymore. I've got whole days to work on my rainmaker activities. In fact, writing another book at the moment as well. And I wouldn't be able to do those things if I was caught up in that mundane every day that we now have Beverly, our executive assistant, that does it for us. And just frees up. So you just got to think, everybody, what is the cost that it's costing you not to do your rainmaker activities? So Michael, with you, how does the executive assistant help you?
I guess for me, I travel a lot. I do a lot of sales meetings. Executive assistant has been a game changer for us, for me, because someone who can go through all my emails before I've even started in the day, tell me what my meetings are. Even when I'm having meetings, like telling me, hey, Michael, you're meeting with Darren. These are the points you're going to be discussing with them. This is the company, or this is their address, or whatever it is, that information. Having an EA as a real estate business owner, knowing that you're going to go meet an owner of 1 Smith Street, pulling up a CMA, finding out all the information on the property, bringing up the comparables, letting you know what's happening in the area before you have the conversation with the owner. All these things which you think are trivial and you can do it yourself, when somebody else does it, you can focus more on your marketing. You can focus more on the phone calls, forming those strategic alliances, getting out those sales proposals. Darren, we have Bev, we do a sales meeting. We have Bev, out goes a sales proposal right away.
Yeah, correct. And she does our contracts immediately, and all those things that normally would be taking my time up to just get that done. We've been able to get her to do that. So everyone, that's just what we want you to focus on. You need to be freed up to do your purpose, which is your rainmaker activities, to bring in all the good stuff for the business, and don't allow yourself to be distracted into the weeds work, into that hamster wheel that's just wearing you down and, of course, burning you out. So Michael, if people want to talk to you about putting on an executive assistant, that's something that Teams by Design can certainly assist you. What's the best way to get in contact?
The best way is to go to teamsbydesign.com, contact us, and in there you'll be able to book a time in with us, or go to teamsbydesigntasks.com.
Yeah, and also that of course is for a list of all the different things that virtual assistants can do for you as well. But just to book directly into Michael's diary, go to unbusychat.com. All right, unbusychat.com will get you direct access to Michael's diary. So, all right, well, Michael, very short and sweet podcast today, but very succinct. But we just make sure that you are unrestrained in your rainmaker role. Your job is very, very important. You carry the weight of everybody in your business, and making sure that they have jobs to come to on Monday as well, and all to help ride the highs and lows, and to make sure that your business succeeds. So thanks, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you in the next podcast show.
Thanks, Darren.